With the rise of the internet and social media, it seems that people need more attention and appreciation today than ever before. While it's normal for all humans to want a healthy amount of attention, there are those who thrive on an abundance of it, and those who actively avoid it for the most part. The Sigma male falls into the latter category, as he is more than fine on his own. And in this video, we're going to give you 11 reasons why Sigma males don't need your attention. Starting off at number 10. They don't care what you think. Fundamentally, the Sigma doesn't need any approval, validation, or acceptance from anybody except himself. One of the reasons that he is so confident is because he only looks for all of that from within. He knows who he is, what he's about, and will never pretend to be something he's not to get your attention or to be accepted. The social hierarchy means nothing to a Sigma male, and so the norms and trends that are set by society are meaningless. Expecting him to conform to those typical standards is futile. He doesn't care about the expectations or judgments of others, and he lives life on his own terms, standing by the things he says and does. And if anyone has a problem with that, well, that's on them, and he pays it no mind. All of these things, in addition to his extreme confidence and self-belief, creates a powerful combination that allows the Sigma to move through life without needing any kind of attention from anyone. Number 9. They love flying solo. The Sigma is a fearless, free spirit who will jump at any opportunity for adventure and new endeavors. But he doesn't do so with any intent to garner attention from anyone else or to impress them. He recognizes the link between experiencing new things and the room for personal growth, which is of utmost importance to him. Furthermore, he prefers to have these experiences alone, as he gains the most from doing things completely by himself, whether it's traveling and exploring, celebrating his own successes, or making his own mistakes and learning from them. He gets the most out of his adventures and exploits, whether they be personal or professional, by not being tethered to another human with whom he has to compromise and make allowances for. He doesn't need attention from a companion or from those who could potentially be in awe of what he has experienced or achieved. Number 8. They prefer to be unknown. One of the reasons the Sigma loves to travel and visit new places is because he can go to places where nobody knows him. This gives him a break from having to engage in formalities, and also allows him the chance to experiment with aspects of his personality without being expected to interact. Being able to spend time alone without the attention of those who know him or want to get to know him is a sacred thing to the Sigma. He can escape their clutches by hopping from place to place, but still appreciating interacting with interesting new people along the way. It's ironic, really. The Sigma is mysterious and intriguing, owing much to his adventurous nomad spirit. But this fact means some people inevitably become so enchanted by the Sigma that he ends up feeling smothered with attention, which is the last thing he wants. And it just so happens that the perfect escape for him is to travel to places unknown and experience things that are unfamiliar, which makes him so enigmatic in the first place. Number 7. They are irritated by attention seekers. Not only does the Sigma dislike being the center of attention, but he finds it really annoying when other people act fake for attention or actively look for it. The Sigma is excellent at reading people, and he can spot this behavior from a mile away. It's completely obvious to the Sigma when someone is trying to convince him of their abilities that they have low self-esteem and feel the need to prove something to him. And that's not only annoying, but kind of sad. The Sigma's self-esteem comes from within. He doesn't need to fish for compliments by pointing out his achievements and seeking validation from others to prove his worth. His actions and the results speak for themselves. Unsurprisingly, the humble attention-avoiding Sigma has no time for someone who displays such disingenuity, and he has the ability to see right through their behavior and see that they don't have the best intentions in mind. Number 6. They need to be alone to recharge. Socializing and being around others for any significant length of time is draining for a Sigma. Whereas many other men recharge their batteries and let off steam by engaging in social events and interactions, the Sigma absolutely requires frequent periods of time alone to achieve the same thing, while keeping himself balanced and centered. He doesn't need a ton of friends just for the sake of it, but the few close friends he has, he treasures. There are those who will assume the Sigma is shy or socially awkward, perhaps even boring, but nothing could be further from the truth. It's just that the Sigma values genuine relationships and enjoys having deep conversations at length, and is simply not interested in meaningless interactions that add no value to his life. The Sigma is an inward thinker, which means he's often thinking in depth about things and using his analytical mind to dissect these thoughts. However, this causes Sigma males to seek out this private time in order to do so, far from the observation of others. Number 5. They don't like being in the spotlight. Being famous, or at least being the focus of attention, might sound great to some, but for the Sigma, being at the center of attention is the last place he wants to be. Unlike alpha males, he doesn't depend on the energy of social circles to feel fulfilled and prefers to stay in the background rather than be center stage. At a party, you're far more likely to see the Sigma in the corner, engaged in deep conversation, rather than strutting his stuff on the dance floor. Even when it comes to work, he would much prefer to work alone than in a small group, avoiding having to deal with other people and the competitiveness and toxicity that often comes along with it. As he doesn't engage with the social hierarchy, it makes sense that he's a bit of an outsider, although this doesn't mean he's shy. In fact, he's one of the most confident men you could meet, but he is reflective, introspective, and values his privacy, which actually gives him a competitive edge. Although he doesn't play the social game, the Sigma somehow still manages to win it anyway. Number 4. They don't need to be the life of the party. Speaking of parties, the Sigma is totally capable of being the life and soul of the party, even if there's a strong obligation for him to host one, which doesn't happen often. He doesn't require, or even like, the attention that comes with being the host with the most. Sigmas are charming, witty, charismatic, and tend to be fantastic storytellers, so it's clear that they have the ability to entertain others. It's just that he doesn't always like doing so, especially as it's typical for people to want to get closer to him after he so expertly displays these qualities by default. Preferring genuine friendships and real conversations, the Sigma doesn't enjoy the effort that comes with entertaining larger crowds with trivial topics and having to resort to surface material. The Sigma is capable of all this, sure, but he still can't help but cringe at the thought of having to do it. Number 3. They dislike sharing space with others. We know that the Sigma is capable of sharing space with others when he has to, but his personal space is of great importance to him. Of such great importance that it's very rare that the Sigma allows others into it, physically or emotionally. However, this doesn't come from a place of timidness. He just has always seen himself as alone and is used to depending on himself to fulfill his own needs, which is what earns him the title of Lone Wolf. This lone wolf attitude can radiate from the Sigma, sometimes even making him come across as unfriendly, occasionally putting others off from engaging with him entirely, especially those who don't know him well. On the other hand, this attitude can unintentionally draw attention from others who become intrigued by his mysterious lone wolf vibes. Unfortunately, for those people who are obsessed with wanting to get to know him and peel back those layers, he doesn't usually have interest in getting to know them, unless he feels a rare, strong connection and potential for genuine friendship. Number 2. They prefer to express themselves in ways other than speaking. The introverted and introspective part of the Sigma means he naturally finds himself drawn to other forms of communication other than talking, and will often use these mediums as a way to organize his thoughts and come to a well-considered conclusion before saying yes or no to something. It could be almost any form of nonverbal communication, but writing is a typical choice. And crucially, this works best when he's in peaceful solitude. When he's left alone to write, he can clear his mind and work out what's best for him, which is something many people don't know how to do, and is something that again shows how he doesn't thrive on attention from others, but rather from the respect and credence he gives to himself, which totally comes from within. Now, before we get on to number 1 on our list, please consider helping us out by sharing the video and giving it a like so we can keep bringing you more Sigma male content. And now on to number 1. He keeps his cards close to his chest. People often find the Sigma to be cagey and secretive. It takes a lot of time to get to know a Sigma as he's notoriously private about his life, thoughts, feelings, and ambitions. His focus is to do his own thing. While some people avoid attention due to being anxious or shy, for the Sigma male, it's just a matter of psychological preference. He rarely uses social media, which says a lot about his need, or lack of, for attention. He doesn't boast about his achievements or dreams online or in the real world. He doesn't feel the urge to share his personal information, and his self-esteem certainly doesn't come from social media. He doesn't need the ego boost or external validation that comes from bragging and showing off, as some other personality types do. Which brings us to the end of our list of reasons why the Sigma male doesn't need your attention. But what do you think? Let us know down in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so you're notified every time we have a new upload.